wasn't really going to make a video on this, but after I got one done and seen the difference in it, I figured I might as well. Yeah, I mean, it looks like night and day. The one on the left is obviously the one that I got done. I had it all apart and cleaned everything up and painted everything that needed to be painted. And the one on the right is as it came out of the car. And you can see the dirt and everything that's ground into the plastic there. Still got cobwebs on it. Where this one looks nice and clean. The only thing that's missing is these two, the two little pins that go in these holes here. I got the little plastic pins, so I got to pick up a couple of those because those just fell right off when I tried to pop them out. This one still got them. I'm going to try and see if I can get them out a little, a little better than the other one without breaking them. But then they get so brittle. I'm sure they're going to just break on me. You can see, the lenses look pretty dark on here, and they look a lot brighter on here. And I haven't polished up the lenses yet. That's just from cleaning and then repainting the silver behind it. And you can see on these lenses here, hopefully it'll show up on the camera, there's some checking in the plastic. I mean, it's not actual crack that goes through. You can't feel it on the outside at all, but you can definitely see it when the light hits it just right. That one there's pretty bad. And I do got to replace the license plate lights because those are bad. That one's got a crack in it and all that. It's like pitting or something. It's all on the inside of it. And I did see these for sale, replacement ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get those. And I think, considering that, I couldn't find any replacement lenses for cheap, for this style. These may not be perfect, but they're a heck of a lot better than they were before. This is, like I said, this is what they look like before, just all faded out. The black's all faded out, and dirt ground into them. Even the back side, is just incredibly filthy on them, so they had to be cleaned anyways. You can see all the grime that's built up on them. And this one's got 3 of these metal clips on it. The other one only had 1. 2 of them had fallen off. So I got to pick up a couple of these metal clips from somewhere as well. But anyways, it wasn't too bad to do. It was more time consuming than anything because you got to clean everything and get it painted. I'm going to take this one apart and I'll just give you guys a quick idea of how I got it done. Okay, so this is a pretty big lens, and I really don't have any other way to set it up to show you guys how I did this, but I'll just go through and try and take you through the way that I did it. I tried to push the tip out for these little plastic clips that go in here, and like I said, they're probably going to disintegrate. I can see this one's already wanting to come apart. Oh, okay, I managed to sort of save that one, but it's probably going to be replaced anyways, just because it's so brittle. And I'm almost thinking a screw would have been a better idea for them to put on here, but they didn't go that route, so end up stuck trying to pry these brittle pieces out of here. See, the head of that one just broke clean off. Alright, the rest of it's held together with T15 Torx screws. Now you can take this piece off and get it ready. Alright, on here there's metal clips. There should be 4 of them, but this one only has 3. The other ones only has 1. So I gotta try to figure out where I can find these from, but they just pop off from the bottom. They're just spring steel. See, that's broken right there. Like I said, these lenses aren't perfect by any means, but they're good enough to, for me to do this to reuse on my own vehicle. Now this is sealed up in here with a sealant. So you want to just carefully try to separate the 2 halves. You don't want to pry too hard, you just want to slowly work it. The sealant will just break free. I mean, it's so old. So you just slowly put pressure on it. Alright, once you got it most of the way pried apart, just give it a gentle pull. You can see how the sealant is holding it on there. Alright, now it's off. And you can see it's dirty on the inside here as well as the outside. You see the old sealant and dirt and everything else is jammed down in there. This is that piece, unfortunately, which is broken off of here. Maybe I can glue it back on like that was going to hold. Alright, if you see here, you can see the silver in here isn't really all that shiny. And in some areas you can just take it off with your finger. It's just not even adhered anymore. So we gotta get this all this old sealant off of here. I'm just going to take a screwdriver and just slowly pull it off. A lot of it will just come off without even having to pry. It's not adhered there very well anymore. This one I was able to pretty much pull out the entire wad of it. The other one put up a little more struggle, but in the end I did get it out of there. Alright, so this is ready to be washed up, and so is the lens in this piece here. So I'm going to go get those washed up and then I'll show you what I did next. Alright, I've gone and gotten everything cleaned up, washed down real good with hot soapy water and a Scotch-Brite pad. And then anything that's anywhere that's getting paint, I also washed it down with some isopropyl alcohol on a rag. I didn't use like denatured alcohol because I wasn't sure what effect the MEK in it would have on the plastic, but I knew isopropyl alcohol would be alright on the plastic. This part in here ended up being just like the other one. Anywhere that's getting painted, I also wet sanded with 400 grit. And this part here just kept like kind of balling up on me. So the finished it doesn't come out perfect on here. I think the plastic in this section right here is just deteriorated that badly that kind of like the interior plastic gets from UV, where you can't really you can't really do anything with it. You know, you can sand it down, but it still feels a little rough even with the wet sanding. But anyways, it's going to be covered with a lens, and as long as it's silver, it'll be you know, a lot better than it was. And this part right here, I'm going to end up doing it in black like I did on the other one. I don't know why this is silver on here. I mean, it doesn't really show, but I only did the inside part silver. Everything else I did in black. So I'm going to get, you know, like this part here, I'm going to get this all taped up and get everything ready to paint it, and then we'll go out to the garage and we'll get some paint on. Alright, everything's taped up. You want to get tape covering everything where you don't want to get paint. I already painted the silver in here so you can see how much more silver that is than originally, and being that I'm going to be painting it from the back from at an angle like this, I didn't have to cover the whole thing with tape, just get enough on there to cover that silver edge. So we're going to get some black on here and get these shot and see how they turn out. Alright, so I managed to get everything painted up. I got this painted up here. You know, that's painted. All the black on here is painted because it was all fading before. I've got, you know, the silver on here, which is more reflective than what was on there, and I just did this in black. You can tell I'm not a professional rattle can painter, but I think it turned out looking a lot better than it did. And like I said, this wasn't trying to restore these to look like brand new. I'm just trying to make them look better than they did before, and I think they look much better than they did before. But now it's time to put them back together, which means we have to get these sealed up. And what I'm using to seal them up with is just black RTV. And I'm just going to run a bead in the channel all the way around here where the lens seals to it. And that way, you know, the black won't stand out like had I used blue or red or whatever. I think it would have stood out more. The black won't stand out as much. You know, it'll kind of blend into the fixture, and the RTV should stay flexible for quite a while. And make sure that, you know, you're prepared for how much, you know, you have to actually work this. I mean, this is quite a bit of effort to squeeze out an entire bead of RTV all the way around this thing. Alright, that was one tube of RTV, did 2 tail lights. Alright, so now we got to put these 2 halves together. Make sure everything is nice and pressed in where it needs to be. And these clips, I'll probably end up taking off these clips again and just sandblasting them down and getting some powder coat on them. But for now, while the RTV is on here, I want to get these clips on here to help hold everything together to seal. And this one here was broken, and the clip was missing from here, so I glued that back on, but I'm not going to put a clip on there yet. I'll wait until I get more clips, but I'm going to put a clip over here on this end one. There we go. So now the clips are on. We can go ahead and put the end piece on here. And I'm just going to set that on there and get my screws started in it. Alright, and where is the reverse or the license plate light? I'm going to go ahead and put this on now, and I'm going to, even though this is going to have to be replaced, it goes like this, even though this is going to have to be replaced, I don't have a replacement for it yet, so I'm going to just stick that in there for now so that the license plate will be lit up and I won't get a ticket for it. Alright, and that's it. This one is done except for polishing the face of the lenses here, which I'm going to get done, at some point. But for now, I just want to get them all back together and sealed. And I think they look, a lot better than they did before. I mean, you can see the before and after at the beginning. The paint job isn't perfect on it. Like I said, this wasn't supposed to make them look like brand new. I just wanted them to look better than they did before. And I've got a scratch in the paint right there, I see, so I may have to tape some off and touch up some later on, but for now I just want to get them back on the car so I can get the car out of the garage. But anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll try and answer the best I can. Like I said, this is something I'd never seen one of these taken apart or redone before, so I just decided to have at it. Figured it's worth a shot considering what these things cost to replace them. I still got to get some clips, and I got to get these little plastic rivet clip things. These doohickeys here, they're like tiny little body clips. I don't know where I can find them at, but I'm going to go look online and see if I can order some of these up so I get those in here. But for now, I'm just going to go throw this back in the car, and I can get the car out of the garage and get back to doing some other stuff because the car's in the way right now. But like I said, I just wanted them to look better than they did, and I think they do. I think I was able to pull that off. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, so I did manage to get something wedged up on the brake pedal there to get the brake lights on. Flashlights are on. Sorry about all this condensation in here. It's a cold, damp day. It's on the verge of snowing. See, I mean, they look a lot better than they did. Man, there's so much condensation coming out of this exhaust right now.